What's going on? Tonight is a special episode. I'm talking to a fellow Teamster from 710. We all know slot machines, the poker machines that show up everywhere. They came on the scene fast and they're making millions and millions of dollars. And of course, the union gets in there and the greedy company doesn't want to set up a first time contract. So I'm talking to Keegan to understand what's going on with their first time contract and their negotiations with Accel. Guys, pour up a drink, sit back, and let's get into this one. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Garage Mine. I'm talking contracts and negotiations again with a fellow member from 710. We have Keegan here. So, Keegan, why don't you tell everybody what you do and, what your day to day looks like and who you are?
We work for Accel Entertainment. It is a terminal operator. So when you see slot machines in bars, restaurants, gas stations, me and my guys, we collect the money out of those machines.
Okay. How long have you been in this field?
About 4.5 years.
Nice, nice. So, you guys, what I understand, I got a little bit of the background. You guys are first time contract, correct? Okay. How long have you guys been negotiating?
We are coming up on 2 years, August 7th.
Now, for anybody listening, you guys know how big when slot machines, poker machines, when that came on, first came out and they passed it, they're showing up everywhere, especially in Illinois. You got them in gas stations, grocery market, like anywhere they can put them, they put them. Restaurants, bars, stuff like that, and they're making millions on top of millions. And kind of what's going on with you, Keegan? It sounds like corporate greed as usual, like with my company as well. They're making money, but when it comes to give you guys some of that are fair equal rights, such as wages and, overtime, stuff like that, health insurance. They don't have the money anymore. So can you tell me a little bit about the things you guys were asking?
So security is a huge thing in our industry. We're moving pretty large sums of money. That's been a dangerous job since the inception of currency. 2 years ago, they were trying to get rid of that. Now they're trying to replace us with the security they were trying to get rid of. Wages, huge thing for us. We're next to minimum wage to move all of this. And Accel is going to be probably within 5 years be a multi-billion-dollar company. So you got guys making fortunes off of this. It's a license to print money.
Yeah.
And we can't afford to live.
Man, it never ceases to amaze me too, because like I said, anybody listening who's familiar with these machines, they've got to be in the billions, if not already. They're close to. You see everybody on them, and they're everywhere here. You can't walk in a place without seeing them now if they got the correct license to get it. And so you hit a point I wanted to talk about security, because I was talking with a couple guys, and I kind of understand that you guys are just going out with sprinter bands, nothing with you.
Advance. Lucky if we got tires that aren't balled on them too.
And that's crazy, because you guys are going out with, I'm sure a lot of money, and I'm sure, word of mouth people know the operations, and it wouldn't be hard to put you guys in danger, and we got guard out here, other companies like that, and they're paying them very good wages. And they're armed, they take care of those guys as much as they can. And even those trucks get robbed. So to think of you guys out there just driving around, roaming around, they think if they don't tag the company's name on them, that you guys will be safe, or whatever they tell you guys. What are some of the things that they're telling you across the table that they can't, or why they're not complying with some of the things you guys want?
Money, they're crying poor. Security, they say they do more than most of the other companies. So why should we be, going above and beyond for security if just having security is more than the industry standard? Health insurance, they use Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's from what I've heard, that's like a pretty common thing. They use the big name insurance, but
The plan.
it's the worst plan you could get. We're paying to split 50-50 for insurance. Our attorney's never heard of that before, and he's been doing this for 40 years.
That's the first time I have actually. I've never heard of that. That's crazy. 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's the thing. A lot of people misunderstand that too. They hear Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yes, they're one of the biggest providers, but it's the plans. You know what I mean? The PPO plan is obviously being the best. I've never heard of 50-50, and I'm surprised that's what they're offering you guys. Because I deliver liquor, and we've been robbed, and it's dangerous. But when you're dealing with money, you're putting yourself in harm's way. Big time. People will do anything for money. It's very dangerous, and I can't believe that they don't take that a little more serious. And but just to tell you, just to give you a little motivation, Keegan, too, the fact that they're fighting so hard to keep the union out of there and ratify with you guys should show you guys how afraid they are. And I don't know a lot of you guys over there, but I feel you guys, a lot of the guys get it over there. You guys got to stand strong. 2 years is a long time, absolutely. But that should give you the motivation and show you that they're trying to keep you guys out. Because when the Teamsters get in, we've had a contract for about 40 years. We're standing. Just to give you a little perspective, our contract is kind of old, so we have a good contract. But we've been standing out for 12 months or 12 weeks now because the current, I guess you call it operating. They don't want the union in there. 710 has made their life a living hell because they don't like to follow the rules and follow the contract. And so it's becoming a common thread now too, especially for a first time contract. That's the hardest one. But as soon as you get that, you're going to keep building on that, and things will get better. And you guys will get in there, especially in this industry. There's no way that they're not going to get you guys. I recently read a letter from the mayor too of Chicago,
Yes.
which he was on board, and I was surprised about that too. I didn't know that he would back that, but he made a lot of sense in there. If you guys were to go on strike for a ULP or something like that, that's going to cause big waves in the city of Chicago also because that's one of the big. I mean, that makes them all their. That's a big profit for them, those machines. And he even in the letter suggests Accel get on board and just ratify with you guys because this is going to cause a big problem for the city of Chicago if they don't and they don't get on board. I mean, that's a big figure telling them just listen to these guys.
That's going to be a huge, huge market for them. That's probably 100% increase, if not over 100% increase in business, just city of Chicago alone with how many places have liquor licenses in the city.
And depend on your guys' services. Now,
Yep.
tell me a little bit about Accel, like the work day. What's it like for you guys? You work Monday through Friday. You on call? How does that work?
We are Monday to Friday for our regular routes to get out early in the morning. And then we do on call Saturday, Sunday. Gambling is 24/7, 365 industry. Those machines are constantly running. Saturdays and Sundays, we call them the e-fills, emergency refills of these redemption terminals, which are kind of these giant ATM machines that you would cash your voucher you would get from
Yeah,
the actual slot machine. So that would be our kind of overtime on call, which they're trying to get rid of that right now too.
they're trying to get rid of your overtime.
Correct. They are our non-union offices. We're noticing they're sending a lot of our overtime work down to them and forcing them to do it at straight time.
So they don't have to pay.
Correct.
Absolutely. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me right now too. And I'm sure Keegan, you get it as well too. You take pride in your job and you do it well, and you love your job. You go to work, you do. And these guys think, you're paying. We're also giving you. See, they look at it as how much money you can make them, but I'm also giving you a service when I go to work every day because I love my job as well. Like I said, we've been out for 12 weeks. It sucks, but we need to get the message across and we need to stand strong. But when I come to work, I do my job. I show up on time. I make you guys money. And I'm sure it's the same case for you guys. They don't see it. They just see the dollar sign you make and they want to keep pushing, pushing, and pushing and make more out of you. That's not how it works, man. You could try to replace us. I don't know what your situation is, but they have a temp agency over at ours and they're sending some guys in there. But now we're getting the trucks crash. They got guys. We only work Tuesday through Friday. They got guys in there today. We were just on the line because we go Monday through Friday and,
Mhm.
cleaning up the warehouse because all the broken merchandise, all that stuff. And you're not going to get the quality of work you want if you don't pay the correct wages and respect us. Because I'm not going to stay at a place that doesn't respect us. You know what I mean? So I just don't get the greed. Like something like you guys, I was interested in this story because I'll go back to the money again. You guys are doing like you guys are putting. I mean, that's scary. People are addicted to money. People are addicted to gambling. You're putting yourself in dangerous situations. You guys work late nights as well.
We do not. Company has people, service technicians that'll go out 24/7 to service these machines, but we're usually done by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If we're out later than 2, that's a pretty long day for us.
And I mean, all neighborhoods as well. Anywhere there's a
Yes.
machine.
I mean, Chicago doesn't have it yet, but we're all over the borders of the city. Just literally any municipality in the state of Illinois that allows slot machines, Accel is in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And going through the neighborhoods too. I mean, it's a dangerous job and it's a hard job. And what I mean? Not anybody can do it. And where are you guys at? Tell me a little more about negotiations. Where are you guys? They're just stalling out on you guys, or what's going on now?
Yeah, it seems like we get close and then they come back and they want to get rid of stuff that we're like either agreed upon or real close to getting on and then they just blow it up. So it seems like they just want to delay as long as they can. and we don't have a whole lot of options to fight back.
Yeah, that's why I said the first contract is the hardest, and I'm sure they know that. They've talked to their lawyers. But
Mhm.
how's the morale with the other guys? Are they staying strong on it?
And we have a real solid crew. That's probably what keeps everybody going and stuff. We were talking about it today actually, that like any time that they kind of come down on one person or they start messing with one person, it's almost like a badge of honor. Like you're the problem child this week or that
Yeah,
day and stuff. So it's become we pass out those troublemaker stickers when it's their turn in HR for whatever
nice.
ridiculous reason and stuff. So everyone's hanging on strong, which I give all credit to them. Obviously, me and my co-committeeman Adrian. It's probably a little easier for us because we get to see every time we meet with them any progress that's made.
Yeah.
These guys have to rely on me to communicate with them, and this is my first time being in a union, being a part of this. I'm sure I'm far from perfect on communicating with it, so I give them all the credit in the world for sticking through for these 2 years.
Hey, it's your first. Hey, don't knock yourself down, man. It's your first time. You get it. It was my first year on a committee as well with my company, and you had said something right there. You said it's probably a little easier for you. Sometimes I had the opposite feeling because I stood in front, and we know these people make a lot of money. They don't really see us as a person. They see us as a dollar sign. I'm tough skinned. That didn't really bother me. But when you go, we went 17 meetings. When you go every day and hear that you're not shit, it kind of fucks with you a little bit, and
Mhm,
it and then it was the reverse because then when everybody got to hear, that's why I was asking you how the morale was. They fuck up because they end up building a stronger bond between the guys. Now it's us against them. And when you get a bunch of people together, men and women, and they're fighting for a cause, now we're brothers. Now I'm gonna fight for you. I'm gonna fight for him harder and harder. So that's kind of sounds what you guys made your own little joke going on. That's what it is. The camaraderie has just gotten bigger. The brotherhood. So you guys fucked up. Now you guys created a bigger coalition of guys that want to fight for that contract even more. Where maybe if you gave in a little bit, maybe some guys wouldn't be. So now you pissed everybody off. So good
mhm.
luck with
It's
that.
It becomes a little personal at some point. We work, I don't know how it is with you guys, but we'll partner up with collectors sometimes. So you're spending 8+ hours a day, a foot and a half away from these guys. We probably know more about each other than our friends and family know about us. So it is when you're sitting in there and they're telling you you're not shit and you have like, you're close. We're a small unit, so I'm close with all the guys. It's a little personal when they when they start talking about your boys.
It's very personal. Absolutely, you hit it on the head because my stewards are my good friends as well. So sitting in there and I have good friends that I've worked there for 5 years now. I have friends, and when you hear that, man, if we can negotiate like the old days, it'd be a little different. I can't. I have to behave. So
Hmm.
it's you just got to bite your tongue sometimes. So I want a little understand a little bit more. So you guys, you're a technician, right? You go out. Is that your like what's the formal term for you?
Route technician would be our formal title. We're the collections team. So we're strictly collecting the money, replenishing the ATM, the redemption terminal, trying to get in and out as quick as possible.
Okay. Now, how long does that take normally at a stop?
Well, before it was two collectors and a security actually doing an off duty or retired police officer actually doing security. You could probably do it in 12 minutes if you had a good crew that was actually going fast. Now they've taken away a collector and they've had security start doing our job. So now security's head is in a machine, not watching our backs with a lot of money hanging out on the floor, enough to make an honest man look twice. So that's added time. I would say probably 15 plus minutes now for a location to do everything we have to do. And they've added, I think this is common across the industries now, this AI optimization tool
Yeah.
that says we should be done in 7 minutes. I mean, today it told me I should have been done with a 14 stop route at 10:50 a.m. I had two stops that don't open until 11 a.m. So I don't know. I think this information from.
Now you're talking some things I'm used to too. We have a program as well, and this is man, AI is such a motherfucker sometimes, and this is one
Hmm.
of the instances. It doesn't. There's things that happen. We have our trucks break down. They routed it wrong. A stop's not open. I got to figure it out. Or like you said, it's you got something that's going to take way longer, but AI is telling you it could get it done. It's not how it works, man. There's variables that AI does not account for yet. And once
We
again,
know
but
we know these routes, we know these locations. We could articulate why the street's under construction. Like our thing doesn't take into account traffic or construction. I think the stops are measured as the crow flies, not with any type of mapping data or traffic data. So it's not like we're fighting them just to fight them on it. It's we could sit there and I could tell you this isn't going to work because
it's
the
fact.
street's closed or something, or you're sending us to the middle of nowhere when we should be ending close to an expressway. Just stupid stuff like that that they refuse to listen to anybody on.
And two, it doesn't input, or you can't put it whatever it does. I mean, you're doing a two-person job now because they took the other guy away, and then you got a security guard who doesn't even know what he's doing, holding a lot of money.
Correct.
So now you just added the variable of I got to do a two-person job by myself in a dangerous situation with somebody else who doesn't know what else to do. So I mean, come on now, it's ridiculous.
You have no security. It's physically impossible to do two things at once. You cannot have your head in the machine doing a machine and be watching behind us.
Absolutely.
It's sometimes you have the key locations that we could lock ourselves in, but it's very few that we have access to before they open.
And like I was talking earlier too, like you have Brinks and all that, obviously. And I mean, they got armored trucks. Even with the armored trucks, those guys are getting robbed. And you guys are
Hmm.
out here in Sprinter vans, you know what I mean, with some guy you don't really know. And you know what I mean? It's like that's so much easier. And like you said, like that would you have enough money that'd make an honest man steal. You never know what somebody's going through. Or I mean, I thought there would be. I'm more shocked at the security that you guys don't have as well. When I started hearing about that, that amazes me. I don't understand why. I don't get that. That should be a bigger issue. And something along the line too is I don't get the insurance. I mean, something like that, a job you're doing, you're in danger at any point. Something could happen to you. I mean, and you're out just like us. You're in bars that could be slippery. I mean, you guys need a better, I mean, you're carrying heavy bags of cash. Like you guys need way better insurance than that. Come on now,
Right.
And I don't get. I know insurance is one of the biggest costs. I'm not stupid. I understand our plans are very expensive. We have a very good plan, but I mean, it's the quality of worker. Like I get hurt, I could go to the doctor. I could get it taken care of, and I'm back. I'm healthy. I go to the doctor more because I have good insurance. It's stuff like that that they don't factor in. You could have me for longer. Somebody who knows the job. I'll be a veteran of the job. It keeps
Mhm.
your workforce good. I don't understand what they don't get about that.
But we just had a meeting probably 6 months ago about how we interact with business owners and bartenders, just players more than anybody in the company, sometimes 10 times more than anybody else in the company does. I don't get why you wouldn't want someone to stay there, build these relationships over years. It's in our industry, it's really easy to just, I'm not signing a contract with you anymore. I'm going to go to one of, there's 62 terminal operators, and
Oh,
our guys are great. We know the owners, we have relationships with them. We do what they want us to do, but you don't pay anybody to stay long. You don't it's I don't understand what goes through their heads sometimes other than they want to make as much money as possible.
and Keegan, I've been in the union for a while too, and I was talking to my buddy this the other day, and I still say it even when I'm talking to you, I don't get it, and it's never going to make sense because we're not greedy individuals. They have the shareholders, and all they want is more money, more money, more money, and that's all they get. But they don't understand that you can't run people like machines. We're not machines. You have to. You know what I mean? We need like this contract for us. It wasn't even about wages. It was about it was about what's the word we kept saying? Now I can't think of it. Of course, it was just the quality of life. That's all we wanted. Quality of life. Time to go home to our kids. We're working late shifts, stuff like that. And that sounds what's going on for you guys too. You have a dangerous job. You work with a lot of variables. You're out on the road. You don't know accidents, stuff like that. You want the reassurance that you can go to the doctor. You have that insurance if you get hurt. This is one of the biggest industries in the world right now, in the US specifically. I mean, billions. It's got to be, I don't know the correct number on that, so I don't want to misspeak, but it's got to be a $1 billion market across the US. And they can't pay you guys competitive wages. Why not? What's the problem here? You know what I mean? You guys do the job. And like you said, we say all the time, you're the face of the company. You are the face of the company. And remember that and tell them that across the table. You are the face. You know your customers. You know your people. We have customers still calling us. Hey, man, I wish we could get you back right away. These guys suck. They're assholes, this and that. We make your company, not only do we make the money, do you make the money for your company, but the people keep coming back to your company because of you, Keegan, because of your fellow coworkers. they like you. Hey man, they feel for you. And I don't know about you, some of our guys know that our company sucks as well. And we joke about it, and they're like, man, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't deal with these fuckers. It's like, I mean, we're doing that and we're doing that happily. We like our job. Don't get me wrong, but why do you have to make it so miserable for us? We could be on, talk to the hall. Let's sit down. Let's talk. I don't know how many people you've met, but Lloyd is a great guy, all the way up to our president. I mean, we're fair. They're fair. We're not asking for anything outrageous. We're not asking for
No.
$1 million. We're asking for the normal stuff, a good pension so I could retire after my hard work and my family doesn't have to starve, good insurance. I mean, what do they do? How's the pension side of that?
No pension. We just have a
Oh,
401k.
God,
I think it's matched up to like 3 or 4%. That's a pretty bad 401k plan too, now that I say it out loud.
man, dude, that no pension, huh? I
Nope.
mean, did they give you any reasons? They just say they're not interested?
Too expensive.
Too expensive.
Hmm.
How many employees you got?
Bargaining unit or company wide?
So let's start with committee, and then let's talk about technicians.
Committee, there's 2 of us on the committee. Bargaining unit, there's 9 of us were slated for 10. And then company wide, they just laid off a bunch of people. We
Of
were
course,
at we were over 1,500 at some point. I think we're down below 1,000 now. It might be around 700
at 1,500
nationwide.
people
Yeah.
and $1 billion industry, and they don't got enough money.
Yep.
That's amazing. How many? So are you guys split? Because I remember we were talking about the. I heard you guys have a warehouse too. How's that? Like, what's the different positions there?
We have collectors, which is us that goes out collect the money. You have service technicians, which would kind of like a location calls, hey, this machine went down or
Fix
there's
it.
something jammed in it. They'll go out and do the fixes. We have a processing department. They're the department when we bring all this cash back that counts it in, accounts for it, sends it up to treasury. We had install guys that every day they're going out installing these machines. And then we have a warehouse crew that fixes the redemption terminals, the video gaming terminals,
Yeah,
VGTs we call them. That would be the actual slot machine that you play.
man, you guys got a
And
lot of
then
people.
office staff, yeah.
Now, do you guys build them in house too, or you just fix them?
Just fix them. They buy them from the state lists, or the state approves what companies you could buy slot machines from. I
Okay,
think we do the programming for some of them, but most of the machines are bought from outside companies.
nice. Just so I understand too, because I'm new to the gaming market too as well. I just know how big it is. I mean, you can't miss it. But I did a little research on, like I said, they're pretty close to. It's got to be $1 billion market, if not this year. How many competitors do you guys have?
So J&J would be our closest competitor. Gold Rush would come in at third, and then there's about 60 other terminal operators, but it's a pretty steep drop off from there to we're the biggest in the
Yeah,
industry. J&J's pretty neck and neck with us, and then Gold Rush has a good chunk. Gold Rush is for sale right now, and then the just kind of like smaller mom and pop terminal
yeah,
operators.
yeah. That's what I was actually kind of reading that it said you guys are actually the biggest in Illinois. So I was looking at
Biggest in
that.
the country. We're all over the country.
Oh, in the country. See,
Yeah.
I've read that wrong. But yeah, no, I was reading you guys were the biggest. That's why I'm so shocked and now hearing, from the mayor, obviously, not somebody to be taken lightly, that they're not trying to, man, I don't, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I don't understand it, but it never makes sense with these companies. So have they, obviously I don't want to talk too much about negotiations, but so you guys, how many times are you guys meeting still?
We're lucky if we meet them once a month. It's usually once a month, twice a month for about 3 hours. They don't like to go over 3 hours for a negotiation, which I know that's a lot. If you're listening and have never been in a negotiation before, that's a laughable amount of time. It's
Yeah.
nowhere near enough to get anything done in a single day.
I mean, proposals take 3 hours explaining it to them because they act like they don't understand. So do they have, are they respecting you enough to give you a full board, or is it just a lawyer coming in?
It's one in-house attorney and it's one third hired counsel. So just 2 lawyers. We had the previous CFO was in there, but he left the company and it's just been the 2 since then.
It's crazy. So you said 2 years has been going on?
Yep. It'll be 2 years, August 7th.
Man, that's crazy. You guys, now you said earlier you guys aren't in Chicago yet, or how's that work? Like You guys have all the districts, or how's that go?
So Chicago just it's a hot topic right now. Chicago, we have not been and they never legalized gambling.
Yeah, yeah, that's casino only.
Yeah, they gave the license to Bally's. Bally's opened at, the temporary casino at the old Medina Temple, and then just within a year, the city council kinda pushed through an ordinance allowing gambling in the city, the video gaming, the slot machines. So last had to be last month, they finally or the gaming board actually started reviewing and issuing licenses to locations in the city. Chicago has not given any locations licenses to operate yet, so none of those machines are live. And then last Monday, Bally's sued to try to block this. They had a contract that they were going to be the sole operator of any gambling of at least poker machines in
Yeah,
the city of Chicago. So that'll be everything's kind of on hold right now with Chicago. That's going to be quite the legal battle, I imagine.
yeah, that's gonna be sticky.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know they got that contract like that. Well, you would think too, though. I mean, I this is just me speaking personally. I would think your company's gonna get in there because Chicago loves to take anything they can get
Yeah.
on that end. So I see them winning that, especially if Bally's wants to stick around. But that's my mindset too. Hearing that, because I thought you guys were already had made way into Chicago, but with that coming up, you would think that they would want to get this out of the way too, because I mean that's gonna be a big increase for them. As soon as they were to get in there, that's gonna be a bigger project.
Well, they like to do things at the last minute, so I'm sure a huge increase in operation will be a morning of thing.
Now, have they tried? And I hate hearing this word, but since you guys been 2 years, have they tried to desert your guys? Sorry.
Yes, we had an office in Wheeling that had opened, unionized with us, and then they ran a desert campaign, and it was successful last October. So they decertified. You hear rumors of what they were offering and stuff for guys to sign these papers, and pretty quickly after that desert went through, at least two, if not three, which would have been half their guys, were let go pretty quickly after that went through. So
What they do? That's what
yeah,
they
we
do.
kind of we warned them that was coming, and you got to let people make their own decisions sometimes.
Unfortunately, too, that's why, anybody listening and, for your guys to let them know. Unfortunately, and I get it. We all have different situations. We have families, but they're really good at trying to place fear in the game. And that's what they do. And, nobody's crossed for us. And I believe, we're strong. But they love to do that. They love to scare people. They love to, I mean, people need money. They have kids, they have families, and just know that the reason, like I was saying earlier, the reason they're pushing so hard like this is because they don't want it, but you're gonna get it. I promise you're gonna get it as long as the guys stay strong and get it, and it's gonna be worth it because the longer they wait, the worse they're making it for themselves.
Absolutely.
And so I just want to understand one more thing. So you guys, does that mean all other departments at Accel are unionized too, or how does that work?
They are not. As of right now, we are the only unionized department in the company.
Have you guys reached out to any other departments, or are you guys talking? I don't know if we could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I just thought about that. Yeah, I just because my thoughts are, just talking. I wish that everybody would get that as well, and
Yeah.
maybe reach out to 710. Because I mean, I can't believe when Lloyd was telling me, I can't believe that you guys should be unionized. I mean that's a big market, and from the sound of like what you're telling me right now, I mean your wages definitely need to be more competitive, and you need the insurance. You need to be safe out there. You need because I'm sure they preach safety too as well. That's my favorite part. You guys
Yeah.
have the safety meetings. I'm sure.
Huge safety, but don't want to pay for safety, don't want to actually take the steps, or safety takes time, and they see that as you delaying or something, whatever ridiculous thing they come up with.
So when is your next? When is your next meeting?
Still waiting for them to confirm, but it's not looking like it'll be end of August, I think, at the earliest.
Can you talk about a little bit about some of the proposals you guys had?
We did route bidding,
Okay.
finally getting guys. We never had bidding. It
Oh,
was
wow.
just what the supervisor threw at you this day. So we have a couple guys that are over 10 years. It's you. they should be able to pick what route they want to
Senior
do. They
guys,
should
absolutely.
have, yeah, they should have a say. Sick days, that was a big topic. In Illinois, you get 5 sick days. You can't, they could take your PTO, but you can't be disciplined. They were disciplining and firing people for calling off once or twice, which is, we had
Wow.
to go to the state with that one. That one's not a,
It's illegal. It's illegal.
correct.
That's crazy. Wow, man. I mean, see that man, that right there is that's what I'm talking about. The legal. I mean, see now you guys have to go to the state. That I mean, that's an immediate. I mean, you would get your days back. Like now, I see they're doing. Now I see what they're doing. And they, I mean, that's crazy. And when you were just talking about the routing, I just assumed that you guys had the routing, like some sort of like a seniority thing, because I mean, that's another thing. We're talking about safety and health. You got senior guys that have put in years in this place, and they're still just going out like they started for the first day. I mean, that's not how it's supposed to be. You got guys; they should be in better neighborhoods. They should, you know, I mean, maybe a little better route. You know, they've been doing it for
Right.
years. You know, I can't believe you guys don't even have that.
Some of these guys are 50, 60 years old.
Yeah,
They shouldn't be doing a, 17, 18 stop burner of a route when they put this much time in. I think a decade plus of service, you've earned, you've earned a little bit of a nice route.
absolutely. Not only have you earned, but I mean, they should see that and say, "Hey, look at all this guy's done for us. You know, let's help him out. Let's, you know, they're still doing the job too. It's not like they
Right.
gave you a day off, you know, or
No.
extra pay. You're doing your
No.
job. I'm working. You know, he's a little older, he's a little slower. Let's put him in a nice neighborhood. You know, a little less stops. Let's get him home a little. Some, you know, he's still doing the job. Not like a handout. It's a hey, thank you for working your ass off for us. How long has Accel been around?
20, when was gambling legalized? Was
I
it
was trying to think.
2009? It was legalized. 2012 is when machines started going live. So they've been a company since 2009, really operating since 2012. We just had our 17th year anniversary.
Nice. So
They
you're
got
good.
you got a hot dog for working. That was their nice thank you for working with us all these years and building us into a billion-dollar industry.
Was it a Costco dog at least?
No,
Ah,
it looked like dollar store dogs to me.
what the fuck, man? Jesus. I mean, if this will make you feel a little better, we used to get, we work for a liquor company, so they used to give us like a little wine. It was cheap, a couple bottles of wine for the holidays, stuff like that. They don't even do that anymore. We're not good
Yeah.
enough. We're not good for that. But man, that's great. What? So your senior guy would be 17 years then? That would be or there's not anybody that long.
Our most senior guys, 11 years. We have 2 that are, like, within a week of each other that are at 11. We have 1 guy that's been in, so, like, the amusements industry, so, like, jukeboxes, pool
Yeah,
tables,
yeah.
stuff like that. He's been in the industry for well over 30 years, but he's probably the oldest terminal operator license in Illinois, at least. He was probably one of the first ones to get the, license the state makes us have to touch the machines.
And nothing. That's crazy.
He hasn't gotten a raise since he's worked in those 11 years.
That's crazy, man. Well, Keegan, just to wrap it up here, it was nice to meet you, brother. Like I said, stay strong. They got these meetings. The first one's always the hardest, and I applaud you guys for that. It's been 2 years. I just talked to 916. They're going on with Ascend. They do all the dispensaries. They're doing the
Mhm.
same thing. It's been a year. They just walked out on their ULP strike. So the company's taking not starting to freak out because they're the biggest distributor for all the dispensers in Illinois, and so
Yeah.
they just sat back down at the table too, and they were doing the same thing. Their first time contract, and they were doing the same thing they're doing to you guys, but they would have just a lawyer come in, sit there for about 3 minutes, and walk out on them. So the tactics are all the same, but those guys are lining up to get a really nice contract as well. They went out on the ULP strike, and now they're starting to talk. So it's
Good. Good
coming.
for them.
You obviously I'm not trying to kiss ass, but 710 is one of the best halls around. Trust me, I've been a part of a couple, and these guys, I mean, from top to bottom, everybody at that hall cares about every member of that hall, and I could personally speak to that because they've helped me. They've helped my guys. I've gotten to talk to other people that they've helped as well, like yourself. And Lloyd's one of the good ones. He'll get you in there. They could fuck around for a little while. It's the first one, but they're gonna get you in there.
Yep.
Is there anything you want to say just before we cap it off here, brother?
Thank you for having us on. I thank you for spreading the word about us, and just wanted to thank 710. We had literally no idea about, none of us had been in a union before, knew what anything was like. I literally Googled I've associated Teamsters with driving, Googled Teamsters local, 710 popped up, and Mike Lloyd picked up the phone when I called. So they have been absolutely the best since through this, answering all the questions with us. So I
Oh,
just
so
want to
Keegan,
thank
you were
them.
the one who organized?
Yes, me and Guy Calvin, who went on to a new job, but it was the two of us that got the guys together.
I just want to tell you, I organized when I was younger, way back for, I used to do milk. Just let me, I'm just going to tell you some, try not to tear up here. When you when you guys finally ratify, man, since you were the organizer, that's what I was asking. You are gonna be. It's a great feeling. You're gonna change a lot of people's lives, including yourself, man. And the guys are gonna remember that. And because it takes courage to do what you did too, and a lot of people don't know. Just reach out to your local hall. Reach out. They'll get in there. They'll get the vote because for you to reach out, you already knew that things weren't right. But when you ratify, brother, that's going to be a feeling in itself for you, and to know that you helped change everybody else's life as well.
Yep, looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. It's going to be worth it, man. Trust me. It's happened to me, man. It felt great. Keegan, I want to thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate your time. And if you want to do another one, man, let us know. Maybe after the next couple of hearings, let me know how it's going. I'll keep getting that out as well for you, man. Anything I could do for a fellow brother, and just stay strong, man.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. And one more thing, real quick. If you guys got time, or any guys, if you want to spread the word, we're having just to meet some more of the guys in the hall and stuff like that. We're having for us, because we've been out 12. This is our 12th week. We're having like the Joint Council 25 come by, so a lot of bigger names in Illinois, and we're just kind of we're gonna get as much support as we can. If you guys want to come out, can meet the guys, talk a little bit about what's going on with you, and then just put a face to the names.
I'll try to get some of the guys out.
Perfect, man. That will be tomorrow at noon in Cicero at 3333 South Laramie, brother.
Got it.
I'll text you the address. But man, I
All
want
right.
to thank you for coming on. I'm going to get your message out. You guys, like I said earlier, you're part of this is a $1 billion industry, and you guys deserve dignity and respect and a good quality of life. And you guys are going to get it. It's only a matter of time. And I hope you guys get it soon, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.